I mean, who didn't see this coming? It's no surprise. There's so much money involved in this whole deal. There was no way that this deal wasn't going to go through. No way in hell. No chance. Zero. Nada. Nothing. So let's go ahead and just dive right into the article. I already know. I knew this deal was going to go through. Microsoft was going to do whatever it needed to do in order for this deal to go through because they need it. I mean, the biggest issues that I have with Microsoft's Xbox is it's how they're managing their studios. I feel like Phil Spencer needs to be more hands-on on what their developers are doing, so they don't have these issues and releasing these subpar games like, you know which one I'm talking about. That what is it? Red something. You see, this is how much it's irrelevant and it doesn't really matter. I can't even remember the stupid game title. Red something. The one with a vampire. They just released it not that long ago, and it released in a very crappy state. So my thing is, I feel like Microsoft or Phil Spencer needs to be more hands-on to see exactly what's going on in the studios. I think they really nailed it with Starfield. It didn't have as many issues. Solid. I'm cool with how the game runs and everything. Still playing the crap out of it. But anyway, I kind of knew. And the fact that they were they gave Ubisoft a license to do the cloud streaming games. That's including all of the catalog that's in Activision. Ubisoft is going to be controlling that on the cloud side. So there is competition. And that was the main, I want to say, like, the main hurdles, or one of the main things that the CMA was arguing about was cloud. But we're not even there yet. Cloud isn't, it's there. It's almost there. I feel like Stadia had a very nice platform when it comes to their streaming. It was very low latency and it run good when it works, but I just feel like Google gave up to it too early, and the fact that they invested all this money to create all these developers and then they just kind of like pulled the rug underneath it. So I feel like cloud, we're not there yet, but we're getting close. And then another thing too is, like, internet isn't readily available around the world for everybody, so that was another contributing factor that comes into play when it comes to cloud. Alrighty then, here we go. Microsoft Activision buyout looks set to close in October after UK finally approves the deal. Microsoft's long-running pursuit of Activision Blizzard looks set to end in October after the UK finally approves the deal. Let's go. And you can clearly see that the CMA is taking shots at Microsoft. Look, why didn't they come up with this solution earlier? We could have closed this a long time ago. Man, fuck out of here, bro. In August, Microsoft submitted a new Activision Blizzard deal for review after the CMA confirmed the original deal was blocked. The revised deal involves selling off cloud gaming rights to Ubisoft, which I stated, which would be free to port cloud versions of Activision Blizzard games to any platform, so even PlayStation. So PlayStation can still get it can still get access to certain games that are not part of the deal that they signed with Microsoft. Initially, the deal was all the games that Activision is going to be making in the foreseeable future would be included for 10 years or so. But Sony, with their arrogant ass, were like, nah, we're not doing that. So once regulators in the United States approved the deal, Sony was like, shit, we just fucked ourselves. So now the only deal that they have with Microsoft is Call of Duty. So Sony's going to be only getting Call of Duty. But when it comes to the cloud, Sony can still have access to that through Ubisoft. So there's still a chance of certain Activision game coming to Sony through their cloud platform. Today, September 22nd, the CMA said the new deal addresses its previous concern and opens the door to the deal being cleared. Microsoft has an October 18 deadline to deliver the buyout, which now looks inevitable. The CMA said it had limited residual concern that certain provision in the sale of Activision cloud streaming rights to Ubisoft could be circumvented, terminated, or not enforced. In response, Microsoft offered remedies to ensure the terms of sale of Activision rights to Ubisoft are enforceable by the CMA. Of course, giving the CMA a little bit of power. That's what they wanted. It's a little bit more power and control. The CMA has now provisional concluded this additional protection should resolve those residual concern and is now consulting on the remedies before making a final decision. It would have been better. It would have been far better, though, if Microsoft had put forward this restructure during our original investigation. Yeah. We know you guys didn't want the fucking deal. You guys wanted to squash that deal so bad. You wanted to shove it up to the big guys. But then again, it's just a big corporation anyway. The only people that were going to benefit from this is just, Xbox. People that have, Xbox consoles and, use the cloud streaming or whatever they want. It's definitely going to benefit us in the long run. To be honest, it doesn't matter to me what platform you play on. It doesn't matter. Just go where the games are. For me, I have all 3 platforms. So I go where the games are. And I enjoy. The only one that's actually been collecting a lot of dust are 2 of them. It's my Steam Deck and it is my Switch. Those ones I rarely play. But my PS5, I was playing it daily. My Xbox gets a lot of usage. My PC, yes, it gets played. But the one that's not getting utilized right now is my Switch and my Steam Deck, surprisingly. So here's the full statement here. We got a few things here. It would have been far better, though, if Microsoft had forwarded the restructure during our original investigation. This case illustrates the cost, uncertainty, and delay that parties can incur if a credible and effective remedy option exists, but it's not put on the table at the right time. Microsoft President Brad Smith commented, "We are encouraged by this positive development in the CMA's review process. We presented solutions that we believe fully address the CMA's remaining concerns related to cloud gaming streaming. And we will continue to work toward earning approval to close prior to the October 18th deadline." In an email to employees, Activision boss Bobby Kotick called the CMA's approval critical to completing our merger. The next step is for CMA to gather third-party feedback, after which the CMA will reach a final decision, Kotick said. As I said, we announced the deal. This transaction will help us accelerate our ambitions for the future of gaming and enable us to better serve our players. Microsoft recognizes the commitment to excellence and creative independence that has served as well as for the last 30 years, and I am confident that their resources, technology, and tools will provide us even greater opportunities to create even better games. We can hope. We can only hope that they can make better games. But so far, under the leadership of Phil Spencer, we've gotten games like that Red game. I cannot... You know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to figure out the title of that game, okay? Redfall. And we've seen games like Halo Infinite not hitting the mark when it was announced. So that was just also under the leadership of Phil Spencer. But under the leadership of Phil Spencer, they were also able to acquire Bethesda. And then under that, we got games like Starfield that really is moving Xboxes. So that's a huge win for Microsoft. And this is also another huge win for Microsoft, definitely bolstering their developers. So now they have I think 33 developers, including King. I think that's where they're going after harder, because the mobile division is literally right there for their taking. They're going to have huge opportunities in the mobile division. And Activision has been breaking it in when it comes to their mobile gamings, whether it's the Call of Duty mobile or Candy Crush and all those other games that they're making. They're literally raking in billions of dollars from those simple games because everybody has phones. Don't you guys have phones? Everybody has phones. Don't you have phones? And people that have phones obviously are gonna download those games and actually play them. So it makes sense. This is a huge W for Microsoft when this deal finally goes through, and we the gamers are also going to be benefiting immensely down the road when some of these games starts hitting Game Pass and we have access to them and we pay a small price and that's it, we get the games. But I do feel like, I want to say like maybe another year or two, that the price of Game Pass will be increasing as well too. But that's just me predicting. That's my thoughts. But anyway, this is a huge win for Microsoft. I can't wait to see what they do. Meanwhile, I'm going to be waiting for Phantom Liberty. That's right around the corner. And then we have my favorite game, Spider-Man's coming out in next month as well too. Super excited about that. So there's a bunch of games to hold us through the entire year. Just nothing. And I believe there's nothing big coming out in December. And then next year is going to be bangers as well too. So I really, it's a great time to be a gamer right now. But I will leave it here. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for sticking with me. And I'll see you guys in the next one.